All right, first things first, Major League Baseball has approved multiple rule changes that will go into effect for the 2023 season. And that the changes include a pitch clock, larger bases, and banning defensive shifts. John Tomase wrote about this on NBC Sports Boston.com. The primary changes, pitch clock, a ban on shifts, larger bases, will not just alter the game's entertainment value, they'll also open new areas of exploration and exploitation for clever front offices. And with their abundant resources, robust analytics departments, and relatively unsettled roster, the Red Sox are actually in a position to capitalize. All right, we'll get into that part of it in just a little bit, but these rule changes, which came out last week, and I know that the players weren't necessarily fully on board with everything, but it seems like it has to be a good thing for the game to not only everyone talks about the length of these games, but also just to try to create a quicker pace.
Oh, my God, that's so long overdue. And the players, like, I love Rich Hill, but see him playing with extra, big couch cushions for third base. And Matt Strom telling Bradfo that, it's basically an affront to humanity what they're doing in the game. This is so long overdue, all of it, Lou, that I don't care if, the step-off thing is maybe not well thought out, or this little thing needs a tweak, or that. It doesn't matter. There is a pitch clock. Baseball has needed this for years. It is finally catching up with the times.
Listen, I would say I'm all for it, right? I want a quicker game. And all counts by the minor league game. It basically shaved almost 30 minutes off each game. I like that. I want more action in between. My only gripe with this whole thing is Major League Baseball just institutes rules and really doesn't think it through, will be forced to make changes, doesn't listen to the players. They have this 11-man committee that 6 seats are the owners. So they're going to get anything they want passed. The players, they can say have a seat at the table, but they don't listen to any kind of recommendation. I think most guys would like a pitch clock. There was just some discussions on how to properly execute it that they didn't want to hear.
So if you were still playing right now, if you're a player in a clubhouse and guys are talking about this, how would you feel about it?
Oh, I'd love it, first off, because I want my pitcher to throw the ball quick. I would love that. I would like the whole, just banning the shift. Hell, if I'm a righty, I don't want 3 guys on the left side of the infield. If I'm a left-handed hitter, I don't want a guy sitting in right field.
If you're a middle infielder, you want to be hopping across second base.
Oh, yeah, for me, it's more old school. You know
right.
what I mean? I'd feel uncomfortable playing in right field anyways. It's just that, yeah, I know you talk about, like, you don't care about, like, the stepping off and the pickoff stuff, but that is a big part of the game. And I've talked to a lot of guys in the minor leagues, some managers in 2 different organizations, that said that were shocked. They were like, the pitch clock is a good thing, shifts are no big deal, but they'll never pass this. When it gets to the major league level, they got to change some of the disengagement rules because it won't fly. Well, they passed it, and I think a lot of people down there really were crazy about those rules in the minors.
Well, deal with it. That's my thing. Like, you got to speed up the game, and stepping off and hitters calling time, all of that stuff needs to be limited. I understand you're trying to control the running game, so there's a different aspect to it there, but I'm sorry, players. You just got to deal with it. That's all.
You guys are already talking a lot about the nuance of some of these rules, the pitch clock and the disengagement. Let's take a closer look at the pitch timer, which is presented by Shaw's Perfecting the Art of Fresh. There will be a 30-second timer between batters. You got 15-second timer between pitches when the bases are empty and a 20-second timer when there are runners on base. And if the pitcher violates the timer, it's an automatic ball. And part of the pitch clock rule is that pitchers are only allowed 2 disengagements per plate appearance, meaning that a pitcher can only step off or make a pickoff attempt twice per batter. And if the pitcher makes a 3rd attempt and it's unsuccessful, keep that in mind, it's ruled a balk and the runner advances. So this is the part of it that really, I think, matters, right? You really got to choose when you're going to throw over to first base if you're trying to hold the guy close.
Well, the 15 seconds one is fine, right? Nobody's on base, grab the ball and throw it, no big deal. It's the other one that they felt like maybe they would go up a little more, give him a little more time or try to do something differently because, a guy gets on the mound and these guys are going to, whether they feel rushed or not, it's going to be this clock in their mind. Maybe they step off because they want to make sure they got the sign right. Well, that's already 1. Maybe you want to pick off to try to control a base stealer. That's 2. You can't throw over there anymore. If you throw over and he's safe, it's a balk. So now it just sort of turns into this odd part of the game, and they'll adjust. Okay, I get it. They'll all adjust. But I think a lot of the pitchers and managers and coaches, pitching coaches, are like, I can't believe we didn't fix this or try to come up with a better idea because I think there are other suggestions that people put out there.
Yeah, I mean, I hear pitching coach, and I'm like, did you say pitching or the word that rhymes with that starts with B? Because that's what I just feel like they're doing with all this stuff. In the NBA, you have 24 seconds to shoot. There are no exceptions. In the NFL, Tom Brady, even if he knows that he's going to get his head ripped off by an unguarded, defensive end or whatever, tough. You got 45 seconds. If you want to call timeout, you can. Baseball's got to be the same thing. Tough. You only get 2 throws over there? Tough. You need faster, better arms behind the plate to throw guys out? That's how you got to control the running game? Then that's what you got to do. Tough. Like, suck it up, baseball. And listen, I am pro-union on almost everything when it comes to labor stuff, but on this particular thing, the players are in the way. They are in the way, and it was long overdue that they be moved out of the way.
Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens in 2023 and how things kind of roll out. But here's the one thing I'll say, because everyone talks about the larger bases. Oh, that's going to increase guys